It's Monday night, October 20th. We're back here in front of my eBay photo booth. I have some new and exciting stuff to show you. So I ran over on my lunch break today. I usually go there Thursday afternoons. I don't know why. I just picked Thursday as a day that I was going to regularly go to this. There's only one store that's close enough to my work that I can go there in the hour I have for lunch. So I've been going there Thursdays, but then I've lately been going, periodically. I've just been going more often. A couple of weeks ago, I started to go there. I try to go there every day for a week to see if they just put out enough new stuff to make it worthwhile to go there every day rather than just once a week or every other week. And so I went there today. I didn't have anything to do on my lunch. I've been bringing eBay work with me so that I can go out to my car, drive somewhere where I'm not going to be bothered, and then do a little bit of listing or whatever, do some work during my lunch break. But today I didn't bring anything, so I decided I was going to run over to that thrift store. And I did. I think I kind of hit the jackpot today. So let me show you. I got really 4 things, kind of 3 things. Let me show you those things. And then after that, we'll run into the kitchen. And I think there's 4 orders today. Again, not the highest sales day I've ever had, not the most profitable day I've ever had. So it's going to be affecting our average sale per day for sure. But there are 4 orders. 2 of them are going out to the same buyer, so it's really just going to be 3 packages. So I'll package all that stuff up later, and then I'll show you the profit I made today. I think it's going to be like $55 or $60, so it's not going to be a great day. But the other thing is that Jessica had oral surgery today, had a tooth extracted, and it's hitting her pretty hard. She has some pain medication, but it's not really helping that much, so I don't want to leave her alone for too long. So I'm going to just get some work done as quickly as I can and then get back up here so I can spend some time with my wife. I don't like to see her in pain like this, so I'm going to try to take care of her the best I can. So, okay, let's go. I've got 3 cool things to show you, so let's get going. All right, we're going to go in the order that I found these items. So I'm not the biggest fan of coffee mugs as something to sell, but I do take a look at them, especially at this store. Like, they usually have about like 18 or 20 mugs, and I have found some pretty good ones there. I found those Starbucks, what are they called? They're like traveling mugs. Like, you could say this is a place that I visited, so they have them for different cities and different states. I got some of those there for $2 a piece, and they're worth about 20 or 25. I think I sold one for 17. I got 5 of those, I think, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. But I saw this today, and I didn't really know what it was. It's like this Ralph Lauren Polo. It says 67 trademark, just a coffee mug. Polo Ralph Lauren. It's not the most exciting one, and it's not the most valuable thing either. There was a set. Somebody sold a set of 4 of these exactly like this for $80, so I figured these mugs are worth $20 a piece. But then I found a few individual mugs that were only selling for like between 15 and 17. So I might try $19.99 just to give it a chance to maybe make $20, but most likely this is going to go for $16. So not the most exciting, but it was only $1. The mugs there are either $1 or $2. If it was $2, I don't know if I would have bought it expecting to make 16 on it, but for $1, that's fine. Then I found these 2 things together. They're brand new, exactly the same item. Still sealed in the original package. These are from 1991, Craft House Corporation. So they are paint by number totem poles. So it comes with the little 6 paint color kit and a brush, and then on the back it shows you the different sections, what color to paint the different sections, and then before painting, stir number 6 stain. Apply. So you're supposed to stain it and then paint it. These were $3 a piece, which is a little bit high by my estimation, but I went ahead and did it anyway. There's only one of these listed. And they have it listed for $35.99, and there haven't been any sold Like there's no sales history from the last 3 months and from the last 3 years either. Oh, I see a number here I could put in the listing, 36451. So I don't know if these are going to sell or not, but I decided to spend $6 on them because it's going to be like 2 listings for one amount of work. I'll make a multi-quantity listing for these. I think the condition is close enough on them that I don't have to worry too much about. I'll choose the one that's like the least condition, the worst condition, and I'll use that one for the photos. So if somebody gets the other one, they'll feel like they got a better deal. So I think I'll do these, like that one that's listed now, $35.99. I'll probably do these like $25, maybe $30. But $3 a piece, I'll try to turn them into 25. These are, I have a suspicion these are going to sit for a long time, but when they do sell, they should sell pretty well. All right, then while I was perusing the store, a lady came out from the back and she was holding this item and she was kind of mumbling to herself about whoever priced it at $45 and was saying that's too expensive. Basically, that's what she was implying. And so there's some part of me that thinks, like, I know this store does do research. I've heard them in the back looking things up on eBay before pricing. And so I think they do pretty good. Like, they'll look something up and they'll see it's selling on eBay for $50. And so they'll mark it like 28 or 30 or something like that. They're not trying to get that exact maximum value that they see on eBay, which is probably how you should do it. But those prices are usually too high, even though they're lowering a little for me to mess with. Like, I can't buy something for $30 if I'm going to sell it for $50. It's just not a good return on investment. But I know that if they're talking about something that has a high cost, then there's a good chance that it has a much higher value. They're not experts on pricing, and not that I am, but I'm a little bit more expert than they are. These are all volunteers that work there. So they had this sculpture. I saw her carrying it and I could just see immediately, like, this is just from even across the room, like, this is a higher quality item than, like, a student in a pottery class at a park district or a community college or something like that. And I was kind of following the lady around waiting to see where she was going to set it down. And then she finally did set it, and I picked it up. I see it has a signature that says black, and it says 1972. So it's pretty vintage. It's hard to know. Like, everybody, like even a little student, would sign their pottery like this. But there is something about that signature that looks a little more like a guy who is in practice, like a professional. And then I could see it is stamped here, copyright People Products 1971. So if they put a copyright on it, that's something different too. So I had to use my ChatGPT reselling image search. Like, I built this custom made ChatGPT that will search based on images. It searches eBay and other sources and then comes back to me with a suggested price. And in this case, it was having trouble getting a price, but it did give me the name Bob Black, which I was able to see there, Black. So now I know the artist's first name is Bob. So I'm able to just search eBay, and I found one that just sold pretty recently, similar to this, like in the same vein, not the exact same character, but in the same kind of line and the same style, that sold for $250 or maybe $200. And they had it listed $45.99. So after tax, that's like just under $50. $49.95 I paid for it after taxes and stuff. So just now when I brought it in the house, I came home and I was looking it up. I found, like, there is one current listing from Bob Black, and his name is actually James. Shoot, I left my phone. I was going to look that up. I think his name is James Robert Bob Black. Bob in quotation marks. So Bob Black, an artist in the 70s, must have had a studio, probably had a lot of people working for him. There's one of these things listed right now. It's not this exact style with this tall kind of vase-like shape, but more just like a bust. and it is listed for like $600. And then I started doing more research on sold history, and there's like the one I saw at the store that sold for like $250. But then I headed into the product research section of eBay, which used to be Terapeak, and there are some of these that look, I mean, obviously in the same style, none exactly the same. They're all, one of a kind, apparently. And they're ranging in price between like $100 and $650. So it's hard to know, like, why would somebody sell that one for $100 and this one for $650? But I'm shooting for, there's only one that sold in like the $600 range. That one might just be an outlier. Something strange happened. But there are several that sold for like between 350 and 400 and, well, let's say 500. Like between 300 and 500, there's quite a lot. So I'm putting this guy right in that middle range. I think I'll list him for $465. And since I paid $50 for it, that gives me a lot of room if I decide I need to lower this price. And that other one that sold had chips on it too, and this one is like pristine. So this is probably the best buy I found in quite a while. $50 hopefully will turn into $450 or so. I'm going to, even though I'm not going to do much work tonight except for packing, I'm going to get this thing photographed and listed tonight because I want to get this thing for sale as soon as possible. So I'm real excited about this. Okay, right now I'm going to run upstairs, grab my phone. I left it up there somewhere. I need that to do my packing anyway. And then I'm going to take photos of this guy, get him listed immediately, and then come back and do that order packing. So stick with me till the end. You'll find out exactly how much money we made today and how we're doing on our goal. I have a goal to get to $50,000 this year, and earlier this month I was 100% sure we were going to get there. Now I'm not so convinced. So let's see how it goes. All right, like I said, it's just 4 orders. They're going out to 3 customers, so we'll just make 3 packages and get this done and be ready to go back upstairs and see how Jessica's doing. So this is a Jellystone hat. It's got Yogi Bear on it. So Jellystone Park. I don't know, was this like an RV park? I think it was a chain of RV parks. This hat came from an estate sale where I got a lot of hats and some other stuff. It's one of these sort of like make a pile and then they'll tell you how much they want for it thing. So I paid very little for everything that I got there. This hat was only 58 cents. And it's not the most valuable hat I've ever had. This one sold for $11.69 plus shipping. So this isn't going to help us get too close to our goal for the year, but put it in a box, small box, and ship it out. This is not it's not a high quality hat. It's not a structured hat or anything. Probably could just put it in a envelope, but feels better to put it in a box, even for only $11. Hat. Let's get the computer out of the way. See how much this weighs. I'm going to say 7 ounces. Oh yes, 7 ounces. 10 by 7 by 3. This is going to TF in Tennessee. TF in TN. That last name is kind of funny. I'm going to keep it to myself. And the next thing we're going to do here is a Bible. We've got a slightly larger box of the same type. Probably, could it fit in there? No. So this one's going to need a kind of a lot of paper around it. I usually, with a book like this, I usually wrap it like it's a present first. I don't know why, but that's what I do. I probably could put it in a plastic bag. That'd be better, really. If this package got wet, the book would still be safe, but it's not likely. This is a Bible. Trying to remember. I think I got this from Unique. Let's see. I have so many Bibles, it's hard to remember. The New American Bible, St. Joseph edition, large type. Did come from Unique in July. It's like October 20th now. I picked this up on July 20th. So just a few months. 3 months ago. Not too bad. I got it for $2.92 and I sold it for $24.99. So not exactly a 10% profit, but not too far away. And that's usually like the number that I feel best about, if I can sell something for 10 times what I paid for it. I mean, obviously, if I could sell it for 12 times or 15 times, that's even better, but 10 times is actually, it sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty reasonable. Not that uncommon to find stuff for, you know, you buy something for $2 and sell it for 20, that happens every day for me. But if I can buy something for 20 and sell it for 200, that's even better. Nothing coming in on that notification, nothing important. I usually try to remember to turn the notifications off before I start filming, but I often forget to do that. And sometimes it's better to leave it on in case I get another sale while I'm packing. I can know I can pack that up before I'm done. So $25 plus shipping. It's probably, I'm guessing it's probably like $7 shipping on a box like this. It is kind of heavy. Let's find out how heavy it is. It's a Bible, 2 pounds, 3 pounds 8. So yeah, pretty heavy. 3 pounds 8 ounces. This is 13 by 11 by 3, and it's going all the way to Pennsylvania to a buyer with the initials JS. Good. And then these last two things are going together. This is a makeup, Laura Geller. I never heard of it, but I mentioned something about it to my coworker today, and she said, oh, that's the kind of makeup I always wear. So I guess it is a pretty high quality makeup. Where did this come from? I cannot remember. I got this at the Goodwill in July of 2024, so well over a year. And I paid $3.25 for it. It's sold for $17.99. I think this was sent on an offer. These two items are going out to a viewer and a supporter, Susan. So she ordered this makeup, and then she said, hold on, I'm going to order something else so you can ship them together. And what I'm going to do, she ordered these 2 pairs of Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. These came from a church sale, and I put on it a $0 cost of goods, and I think that's probably because it was a bag sale. I think it was like a fill a bag for $5 sale, and I think I just assigned that $5 cost of goods to something else, and then everything else that came in that from that sale, I just put 0. I'm gonna just put this makeup in the pocket of these jeans in the middle, and I think that will protect it pretty well. That's quite a lot of padding around it. And then I'm gonna put them both in, what do you call it? Poly bag. This, I don't have any brand new poly bags, but I do have kind of a lot of these old Amazon ones and other shipping company ones. I don't use them very often because it feels like it's more trouble than it's worth to tape them up. You know, ideally you have a brand new one and it just gets you know, a strip, adhesive strip, and you can just get it done quickly. But these poly bags I got from a not-for-profit company in the Chicago area that collects people's used packaging materials and then gives them away or sells them at a negligible cost. So I have a bunch of these that I barely ever use them. I kind of want to get rid of them because I use them so rarely, but I don't really want to. It kind of defeats the purpose of the whole organization if I let them give me stuff and then I throw it in the garbage. I guess I could bring it back to them, but that seems like more trouble than it's worth. So I don't know. I'll probably just hang on to them just in case I need them. I just used one yesterday and I'm using one today, and that's probably the first time I've used any of these poly bags. I have a lot of bubble mailers, so I prefer to use those even for something that's soft, that doesn't really need the bubble protection. I just write jeans on here, and It's going to be kind of heavy. Well, it's lighter than I thought. 2 pounds. It's going to be 3 pounds. So I'll do a reimbursement, one of these shipping costs somewhere. I'll figure it out somewhere how much to give back to Susan. This is going to be 12 by 12 by 4. And Susan, and I think she's in Wisconsin or Michigan. Oh, Minnesota. All of these states that start with the same letter are confusing to me. Michigan, Minnesota. Wisconsin's not exactly the same letter, but it feels like it is. So, all right, these are all ready to go. I'm going to buy the shipping labels, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about today's profits. All right, everybody's labeled up. All 3 of these are ready to go. So let's just quickly run through this, and then we'll be done for tonight. So the New American Bible. This is a large print edition from 1992. After shipping fees and eBay fees and everything like that, it ended up earning me $17.89. Next up is a Yogi Bear hat. This is a Jellystone Park hat that earned $10.40. The Laura Geller makeup. This is blush, marbleized blush, $18.47 somehow. And the 2 pairs of Gloria Vanderbilt jeans earned $15.82. So total for today is $62.60, which really is, yesterday was only $53, today $62. We've taken a hit on our daily average profit. So right now it's down to $185.23 profit per day in the month of October, and I need this number to be $193 every day for the rest of the year, at least, if I want to earn $50,000 this year. And that's what I want. That's what I want to do. I want to make $50,000 in profit, but with days like this, probably not going to make it. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow and every other day of the week with packing videos, new inventory videos, whatever else I can think of. So come along and join me. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.